At its heart, marriage is a promise that's made in the souls of people who trust the love that they found more than other. It's a place where you continue to be your own independent self, but from here on in also help in the development of each other. Really, it's a statement to everybody here, but also to the wider world, as something that you already know. And that is that you found so much love together that you wish to spend the rest of your lives together.
I'm Gary, the father of the bride, and this is Siobhan, the mother of the bride. We'd just like to start by saying, Jen, you look absolutely beautiful. So what can we tell you about Jen? Well, throughout her life, she has made us laugh, worry, feel immensely proud, marvel at her zest for life, and occasionally all these things at the same time. Jen is kind, thoughtful, and a loyal friend. She is the most sociable person we know. She has from a young age made and kept friends with ease, and has a huge circle of friends. But it's Jen's sense of adventure that has brought us here today. As it was in New York she met George. We'd like to think they bonded, not necessarily over a mutual love of insurance, but maybe over a shared love of cats, or because George also seems to like risking life and limb in the great outdoors.
We've been lucky to get to know George better since he and Jen moved to the UK. He is a lovely person, and he and Jen complement each other in lots of ways. Jen and George, you make a lovely couple, and it's evident that you're a perfect match for each other and have a great future together.
I, George Harrison Morton IV, take you, Jennifer Baldock, to be my wedded wife.
I, Jennifer Baldock, take you, George Harrison Morton IV, to be my wedded husband.
So George and Jen, you have made the declarations and promises required by me in front of your witnesses, your family, friends, and myself, and it gives me a huge amount of pleasure. So from this moment forward, you are indeed husband and wife, and I think you should greet your bride, sir.
Welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Liv. I'll be the MC tonight. Now, as many of you will be aware, Jen and I met in school. I'd been attending CLFS for a while, and Jen was part of this rather exciting influx of potential new friends that arrived in Year 9. Now, I can't quite, I'll be honest, remember the first time I met Jen. I do remember my first impression of her. Frustratingly perfect are probably the only words that could suffice. Here had arrived this strikingly beautiful, charismatic girl with an infectious laugh, clearly intelligent in top sets for all the subjects, frustratingly good at every single sport and bizarrely coordinated. No way is this girl getting anywhere near my Bebo top friends list. As a 13-year-old who had very much not skipped the awkward stage, I really couldn't stand the thought of befriending such perfection. Jokes aside, the fact that life is never boring when you're around Jen is without a doubt one of her best qualities. When her close friends were asked to describe her, joyous, adventurous, kind-hearted, and loyal topped the list.
I just want to start by thanking everyone for coming. We know a lot of you travel a long way to be here, and that's not lost on us. This really is a room full of our closest friends and family, and each one of you have had an important impact in our lives. So it really means a lot to us to have you all here and celebrate with us. Last but certainly not least, my beautiful new wife, Jen. Thank you for putting this whole amazing day together. I still maintain that I helped a lot. Let's be honest, Jen's done the bulk of the work and she's done an incredible job. I first met Jen at events our insurance folks over there know as CNS night. And this is the biggest night out for our industry in New York. It goes quite late, and it was Jen's only 3rd or 4th day in the country. Jen can be a bit impulsive at times. Thankfully, this played in my favor when asking her to marry me, and she quickly said yes and clearly didn't think it through. But most of all, she is the most caring and compassionate person I know. She loves her friends endlessly and would do anything for them. And her cheery and radiant personality is contagious to anyone she meets. You've opened up my world so much more than it was, and I feel incredibly lucky to have even met you, let alone spend the rest of my life with you.
So hey everyone, my name is Brian and this is Kyle, and we are George's best mates. George obviously did not have enough faith in either of us to do this job individually, so we both have to give a speech together. But in all seriousness, thank you so much for having us here tonight. Jen, you look stunning, and we are just so grateful and honored to be standing here. As a quick intro, George and I met at Temple University back in 2009. After being randomly assigned to live together in a crowded 8-person apartment, we quickly bonded over our mutual interest in playing FIFA and learning Led Zeppelin, The Cure, and Arctic Monkeys songs on guitar. All of which I now realize were an early indicator of George's love for British exports. As George left Kyle and I behind in New York, moving to England to follow his insurance dreams. And of course, Jen may have been a factor in that as well.
Jen was incredibly friendly and went way out of her way to get to know some of George's best friends, not just like, hey, by the way, I'm Jen, I know George. It became clear quickly to us that George was actually very interested in Jen, as at that pub on Australia Day, he immediately ditched us and went to dinner with Jen. Ever since meeting Jen and watching the relationship grow, my resolve has tightened really that I truly believe that Jen brings out the very best in George, and they're a perfect match for each other.
Marriage is the bringing together of two people. Being rather soppy, I think it's the forging of two hearts together. A good marriage thrives on love. Whatever form that love takes, as long as you let it grow, mature, there's no reason why your marriage should ever fade. Right at the start of this ramble, I mentioned hearts. Hearts are very strange things because they're very rarely given, but they are very, very easy to break. You have chosen to give each other your hearts, so hold them really tight. Don't be reckless with them, don't let them go. And above all else, always remain the greatest of friends. And when everything else is gone, friendship is what really matters. Friendship transforms the everyday things you have together and makes them rather special. And those special things will just become truly wonderful. And I know that everyone in this room wishes you many, many wonderful, beautiful years of married life ahead of you. Every now and then, just every now and then, remind yourselves what it was that brought you to this beautiful place with these beautiful people, and what thankfully is a beautiful day.